But maybe it'll work.
Good.
Maybe they'll think I'm Don Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. You are watching Unfiltered with Brie. I'm your host, Brie Burke. And now, with it being a new podcast show, I want to introduce Mr. Antonio Mckay. We had him on our first episode, and he is an actor, writer, producer, and tribute entertainer who has guest starred in over 35 television shows in both US and Canada as well. We have been very good Facebook friends and Instagram friends for a couple years now, and he is one of the most hardworking and respectable actors I have come to know. And I would love to tell you more about him within the show. Hi, Antonio. Welcome back.
Hi, Brie. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, thank you so much for coming back. It is such a blessing to have you.
Thank you for having me back. Yeah. So this is your fourth? Is this your fourth broadcast or your fifth or third?
This is my third. Yeah.
Third. Okay, cool. Very good.
So we started with you and we're coming back to you.
There we go.
Hey,
I can dig it.
You were just too good the first time. We needed more.
All righty. Let's go.
Yes, let's get into it. So last we left off, we were talking about Canada's Actor Award and how you got it in the Best Dramatic Performance for the role of Sparky in The Sinister Pimp on Canada's BBC or CBC. Sorry about that. And Movie Week Runway.
Oh, wow. You're so dedicated in your research. I love that. Need more people like you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes. What were we saying? Oh, how I changed that part from what it was originally written for.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I took out as many of the stereotypes as I could get away with. And it gave it a different kind of approach that I wasn't sure that they would like, but they liked it. So, there you go. But you got to take chances. It's another thing. Actors don't like to take chances when they're in front of the camera because, they're worried that, the director may not like me and not hire me again, or, I may piss off the other actor, something. You got to take chances, I'm sure
Almost definitely. That's part of the job, yeah.
Yeah.
So how was it like to receive that award?
Oh, it was humbling and ego boosting at the same time, if you can imagine that. Because it was a surprise to me because it's not really a role that, well, even though they say bad guys, usually they're the best roles, and I find that to be true. It really is. So, but I was still surprised. I didn't think the part was big enough. I didn't think it was just another job, but like, wow, okay, good.
But that's incredible. And was that your first award?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
What an honor.
Canada was pretty good to me. I always say, man, I wish I had stayed in Canada. When you're
there, Canada were you in?
Huh?
What part of Canada were you in?
Oh, I was in Toronto. I lived in Toronto for about 5 or 6 years. I did a TV series called Catwalk. I don't know if anybody remembers that. And I did a lot of Top Cop. It was an American show that was filmed in Canada. And I did a lot of those. They were it was kind of like a reality show where the actors played these real people. And for some reason, they kept putting me in this. I was like, it's the same guy, but they don't care. It was good. So, but I worked a lot and I got a lot of good stuff. But I always wanted to come back to Los Angeles to see if I could pick up where I left off,
Most
So
definitely. And Los Angeles has done you amazingly.
yeah.
I mean, how many awards have you won now?
About four. A couple for writing, a couple for acting. Oh, six. Sorry.
That's
But I'm still
incredible.
looking for the big ones, the Emmy and the Oscars. That's the next, those are what you want.
That's the
But
next big goal.
that's the next big goal. I don't know about Oscar though. Oscars, that's a whole different ball of wax. But Emmys are always in the, you can see those, you can touch those. If you're in a TV series, and it's nominated, you have a shot. So I'm looking for the Emmy first. And there we
Hey,
go.
you better start dusting off that trophy shelf.
Yes, it's right here. Right there.
Right there, so when everyone can walk in, they'll just see it immediately.
That's right. Either that or it could be a doorstop, when I heard somebody use it as a doorstop. I think it was Jack Nicholson used his Oscar as a doorstop. I'm like, oh my
Really?
God. Yeah, I'm like, wow. See, I guess if you're Jack Nicholson, you can afford to do that. I
I
think he's got,
believe I've heard someone else, they put it in their bathroom so any of their guests could go in and they can just pretend they got an Emmy.
yeah. Look in the mirror. Oh, that was kind of cool. That's a good idea, actually. Wonder who did
Hey,
that. Had to be
food for
somebody who
thought.
had a lot of Oscars, like Meryl Streep or somebody.
Probably. I mean, it's a great idea. Hey, maybe you should
Yeah,
take that idea too.
I will. See if I can put my actor award in the back. I pick that up. It's only about this big though, so I don't know. Not the same effect.
Hey, that's still amazing. I
Yes,
mean,
thank
I've read that you have also been a lead in 25 theatrical productions in locations
you.
ranging
Oh yeah.
from Broadway to Hong Kong, and which three of the productions were your top favorites? I mean, 25 is incredible. And from Broadway to Hong Kong, I want to know more.
But the thing they don't talk about theatrical productions is not a lot of money in theater.
Mhm.
Even if it's on Broadway, that's the most you get. But off Broadway, not so much. But as an actor, it's one of the best tools. It really teaches you how to. I really do believe that. I used to make fun of theater actors and say, "Yeah, theater actors, they're not, not movie stars." But as an actor, if you're in the theater, you learn so many things about yourself and what makes you tick. You know what I mean? That you
Mhm.
wouldn't it just being TV or in the movies. So my favorite role was Dracula. I got to play Dracula. That was really cool.
Ooh.
That was kind of interesting because I took over for somebody else who
Mhm.
couldn't do it uh, for some reason. And the person I took over was blonde, blue-eyed, guy. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So they said, okay, so you can do it. So I did it. And I did it for about 2 months. That's when I went to Hong Kong and all those places. And we traveled. Actually, I made some money on that because anytime you travel out of the country, you make a little
Mhm.
money. So that was my favorite. And I also did something called Pirates of Penzance, which was, as you know, I'm a pirate. So I
You
love
have the
that.
look.
I played the pirate. Yeah, I was really young. I was only like 17, but I still remember that show. It was the first one I ever did. It was like, wow, this is so much fun. You And then I did an interesting one called The Anniversary, which I wrote with my partner who's passed away since
Oh,
then.
my condolences.
And yeah, and it was something we wrote for our for Columbia, our school, our alma
Mhm.
mater, and we put it on ourselves. That was my first time producing my own stuff, and he directed it, and we both starred in it. And it actually made, it was all over the news. It was in Chicago. It was all over the news, the newspaper, and everything. So
Wow.
it made me realize that we can do stuff like that. You just try to move it into a higher level. But yeah, it was something else. It was called Anniversary, and later on, we tried to turn it into a film called Forbidden, which is the same. We just updated it and everything. And I'm still looking for financing for that. It's right on the edge of getting it, so I don't like to say too much, but hopefully, it's
Well, I
always
can't wait
about,
to see it.
oh, thank you. You probably would be in it. Now you could probably, you sing, don't you?
I do. I do. I'm actually an alto.
Oh, okay, good. Because we need singer actresses, young singer actresses is what you are. That's what we're looking at. So
Hey, I'm your gal. Let me know.
yeah, you definitely, and I'll tell you something later when we get to it. So
Of course. Of course. And I know that you have a series that you actually wrote and produced. Let's get into it. Let's get into Sangre Negra.
okay,
Let's
the
let's talk about that.
infamous Sangre Negra. Yeah, Sangre Negra is a true passion, a labor of love, and yeah, we started it because we were looking for money for Forbidden, and the money again was supposed to come, and the last day it didn't come. So rather than being dejected, well, I take it back. We were dejected, but rather than just, go home and curl up like a fetus, we said, well, let's write something. Let's do something. So at that time, we said, okay, everybody was doing series on YouTube and, internet series. Okay. So we decided, well, let's do one of those, 15 minutes. We can write that. So I wrote the first scene, and me and my partner, who's now the director of Sangre Negra, we wrote this scene, and the scene was so good. He said, well, let's write some more. So we wrote a little bit. So we got about 15 minutes of good stuff. And then we said, okay, how much could we do to produce this? Not much. It's only about 3 people were in it. So let's just we had $5,000, basically. $5,000 to say we're about to film for $5,000. That's dedication. Anyway, right. Before we started to film it, I was talking to a friend of mine who in Chicago, and he says, so tell me more. Who's gonna? He wanted to play the my dad or something in there. I'm like, you're not really the right type. I mean, no offense to him, but I said, I need somebody more dashing and who still looks like he could do something. And he said, well, you need a Latin actor. So what about Eric Estrada? I'm like, oh shoot, Eric Estrada from Chips, Punch. Yeah, great. How am I going to afford him? So I brought it to my partner, Frank, and he said, well, all he can do is say no. So we called him up his agent, who was actually his manager, and we made say, hey, we'd like Eric to be in this show. He doesn't have to be in there long, just half a day, and how much you gonna pay him? I said, well, it's just for how much you gonna pay him? So he said, I don't know, $3,000, and he hung up. I said, okay, well, that's the end of that. We're not gonna bother that. The next day, we got another call. Got a call back. Frank did, not me, and said that he might be interested in doing it. So we said, oh, okay. So we thought to ourselves, okay, now we got to come up with $3,000, but hey, we'll do it for Eric Estrada, right? So he saw the script and he liked it, and next thing you know, he was on board. So now you have a situation where, okay, we're bringing in somebody recognizable. maybe we can make this thing into something bigger than just a 15-minute joke on YouTube, right? So then we started to, go out and get other investors and see if we could get at least, and little by little, and it's from different people, we raised about 60 grand, which is still nothing, but at least you can actually see a way that you can turn into gold. And one good thing about Frank Pinnock, he's the director who knows how to make even the cheapest or least expensive thing look like it costs a few $1,000,000. He has that gift. So we filmed the pilot episode, okay, and it cost more than 60,000. Once it was all done, it cost almost 80,000, 90,000, but still cheap, And then that's before post-production. Now, post-production, people don't know, you can add another 90,000 to it. Post-production is almost as much as the film itself. So altogether, I guess you almost had $500,000 basically. But we did the pilot, we did some promo, stuff like that, and we premiered it at the Henry Fonda Theater in Hollywood. And we've been talking about it online and everything like that. But little did we know that a lot of people wanted to see this show. So when we got to the theater, there was a line all around the block. And I'm like, wow, I don't even know about this thing. But it was packed. It was the best feeling I've ever had, actually, to see that something that we had started with so little, money and so little acumen it was a phenomenon. People loved it. They loved it. ABC television they came to interview us, and it was really great. So
you must have been so incredibly proud.
Yes, I was. And we were all happy, and we thought, oh, wow, well, now we got to film the rest of them, right? So we did the usual thing, go around to get people that we figured it's going to be easy. Now we already had proof that the thing worked. And no, still hard. Still people want to know, well, who else is in it? And who's doing that? Oh, God. So it became a long process. But eventually, I won't bore you with all the details, the long 10-year fight.
Not at all.
We finally produced an entire season, 8 episodes, 4 of which are now out on Amazon. And we're just trying to get more money. Since the money never stops, trying to get more money now to get it out of post-production and do some promotion for the second 4, because the first 4 are out right now. So.
And you can watch this on Hulu and Prime Video, right?
Yes, definitely. And it's coming out. Hopefully, we'll get it in Spanish also, which we're dubbing it in Spanish. Yeah, so all my amigos can watch it, and grandmothers too. And it's a pretty dope show. It's about 3 brothers, one of which is a cop, one is a lawyer, and then the other one is me. I'm kind of the criminal. I'm the black sheep, no offense to the in the show. And Eric Estrada plays our father, but whereas the other 2 are from his wife, mine, I'm outside of the marriage, so I'm the bastard. So already everything is making me the center of attention, and not in a good way. And to make things even more interesting, me being a criminal and my brother being a cop is a pretty interesting, dichotomy. As well as my other brother being my lawyer, my consigliere, actually, in my little junior mafia situation I'm in. So all that, you have all that going on. And then to top it off, my ex-fiance is now engaged to my little brother, the cop.
Wow.
So, see, just one big happy family. That's all we are.
Seems
So
like it. You got a
yeah,
lot of a triangle right there.
yeah, a lot of conflict going on. But if you watch the show, you will find that it's very it's not what people think, which is I like. They're
Mhm.
always saying, I'm surprised that all these things happen. I say, yeah, most shows are very easy to diagnose, and ours is not. We have sex, violence, but we also have a lot of comedy, and we have a lot of emotional drama. We talk about a lot of issues, sex trafficking, and all those things we deal with. So it's everything, and then but the main thing it is that it's entertaining. And that to me is the most important thing. If you're going to a movie or a television show, you want to be entertained, right? You don't want to fall asleep.
Exactly.
You don't want to be bored. You
Exactly.
don't want to preach too. You just want to have fun. At least as far that's where I've been. And I think we miss that in TV and film now. Everybody's so serious or trying to make a point rather than
Mhm.
just, you know, when I when I was a little kid, my mom, I think I said the last time I was talking to you, my
Yes.
mom put me on her knee watching Errol Flynn movies, right? So I wanted to be Errol Flynn. That was it. So I still want to be Errol Flynn, but that was uh, the glamour of Hollywood was what made it fascinating. And I think the
Mhm.
reason why people don't care much about the Oscars or anything anymore is because there's no glamour anymore. It's just like, okay, anybody.
There isn't
Actors
much
get
entertainment in it anymore.
no actors get chosen for how many Instagram followers they have rather than their talent or their charm or anything else. So it becomes
Exactly.
like if anybody can do it, it's not special anymore. And I think social
Mhm.
media has helped make it that way also because now we know everything about everybody. We know who their girlfriend is. We know who their boyfriend is. We know if they have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. We know everything about it. And
We
it
know
takes away
if they
some of the
sneezed, even.
yeah, exactly. So it's not special anymore, and I think that's what we miss. Yeah, but it is what it is. I don't know if it's ever going to go back, but for my own sake, I like to see if we could contribute as much to that as possible, bringing back some of the
Most
glamour
definitely.
to Hollywood, some of it anyway. We'll see.
Hey, I mean, you're already starting to bring back glamour. I mean, you're a prince. And
Oh,
speaking of Prince,
there you go. That's
let's
what
talk
you
about your
call a nice
tribute to
segue.
Prince.
Nice segue. Nice segue. Yes. Yes, Prince. Um, oh, the fact that you know who Prince is at your age, that's good. Um,
I grew up
I
on
commend,
Purple Rain.
okay, yeah, I commend you on that. Yeah, Purple Rain, that made him kind of a household name. But yeah, so basically, I started doing Prince as a joke because I won a contest
Mhm.
years ago, um, right around the time when Purple Rain was really hot and Prince was the hottest act on the planet. I won a lookalike contest, and I won a
Wow.
motorcycle, and I think I won $1,000. So it was at a disco. I was like, shoot, that was great. I was like,
Wow.
anyway, so after I won that, this gentleman who wanted to manage me, he he uh, um he told me that he could try to get me work as an impersonator. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm an actor. I don't have to do that stuff. But then again, there's money in it. So anyway, cut a long story short, there used to be a club in Los Angeles, and I know you're gonna know the name, but I don't know how many people know that there was an actual club called Chippendales, owned by the same people who owned the
Yes.
famous Chippendale dancers. Right? I used to go there I think it was Friday. I used to just go. Me and my friends would go because what happens is they would have the show earlier,
Mhm.
and then the dancers would leave, and had a ton of women. It was like people didn't realize it was like 15-1. It was so crazy. So me and my friends would always go. So it's like we were in heaven basically. Anyway, I was dancing in there one night, and the manager of the club also was a road manager of one of the Chippendales touring groups. And he came up to me and said, "Hey, you look a lot like Prince." I said, "Oh, really? Okay. Nobody's ever told me that before. I'm a lot taller." But people didn't know how short Prince was back then. Anyway, so he said, "I'd like to put you in my show." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not these guys. I'm not, He said, no, I want you look like him. I want it to be almost like him. So you don't have to worry about all that." I said, "Okay." And he bought me a costumes and, basically he made my act. Yeah. I came out on a motorcycle and everything. And some of the guys I toured with weren't very happy because here's this little skinny dude who was getting all these screams and stuff because I was playing a character who everybody was into, Yeah. Everybody else is just a fireman or a cop or construction worker, whatever the hell they play. So I did that we toured all over the world. It was fun. And then I came back to Los Angeles and I, went to audition and did the usual stuff again, living off the money I'd made. But that ran out, and the same guy who said he wanted to manage me said, "Look, I got you a job." I said, "Where?" He said, "It's, well, I can't tell you." I said, "Why can't you tell me?" He said, "Well, you have to just go." So there was a place on La Cienega called the Evening at La Cage. Do you know what La Cage is? Have you heard of that?
I have not.
Okay. La Cage was a very famous drag show.
Oh.
Evening at La Cage, like it was the biggest drag show ever because what it was it broke through and all of the straight people and everybody else would go to see these female impersonators perform at a dinner theater. And it became a huge thing in Los Angeles, right? And they had, Barbra Streisand and Diana Ross and everybody.
Oh my gosh.
And what they did do was they added Michael Jackson to the show. And which was kind of weird because, it's supposed to be all female impersonators. You have Michael Jackson. Now I could make a lot of jokes, but I won't. It's too easy. So, but anyway, but Michael Jackson was a huge hit, of course. So he always stole the show every night. So the owner of the club, who was this Italian gentleman named Lou Paciocco, great guy. Could have been a mafioso, but I don't know. But doesn't matter.
Okay.
He was great to me. And he decided that, all right, hey, well, he didn't know anything about Prince. I had my manager introduced the whole character, and then he knew about Prince, but he didn't know, He said, "All right, let's try it. So I went out there amongst all these. It was me, Michael Jackson, and like 10 drag queens.
Wow.
And so I was introduced, and I was scared to death because, like, this is so weird. I felt so bizarre, right? But the audience was so good that I got into it. I was just lip syncing back then, just to the songs, and it was popular. I went over, so the guy said, "Okay,
must
you're
have been
hired."
the show of your life.
Yeah, so I was hired. So I was there. That's how that started. And
That's
from
incredible.
that, I went into Legends in Concert, which was in Vegas. I did a little bit in there, and then I left, and then I did some more stuff, and I left. It's been out throughout the few years. I kept doing it, but recently, because I've been concentrating so much on acting, but
that's incredible.
Recently, I have another manager who just put together a show with myself and probably Michael Jackson one of the best you've ever seen, and Elvis Presley. And we're supposed to be going on tour, Nashville, and where else? Salem, a couple other places. So I'm looking forward to
telling us about this new show?
Oh, yes. Yes. So yeah, my agent's name, my manager's name is Paula Ann, and she's really great, and she does a lot of music acts, and she dabbles in the impersonation game, and she put this show together. So we have Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, and Prince, and we're pretty much going to tour, starting in Nashville. I think we're going to be in Oregon. Oh my God, she's gonna kill me because I can't remember the other place. It's in Florida, though. Tampa.
Hey, Florida.
Tampa, yeah, I can see you. That's great.
Exactly. You gotta send me when you're coming over.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. And yeah, so that's basically where that stands right now.
That's
Gotta keep busy.
incredible.
Yeah, gotta keep busy.
Most definitely.
Yep.
You have to send me those dates. I'd love to come and see your show. I'd love to come and see Prince.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll get you a VIP ticket for sure.
Thank you.
For sure.
Oh, I'll bring roses and everything.
Okay, please do.
But of course, I mean, it'll be our first time meeting in person.
Yeah, throw it on the stage, or you can come to the stage. It's great. We'll let you on.
I'll be up there dancing and singing with you.
All right, there you go. Perfect. Perfect.
But we have to wrap this up very soon. But thank you so much for being on this call with me again. And it was so lovely having you again.
Same here.
I can't wait to see you. And I can't wait to see you as Prince. I mean, that's incredible.
Please don't.
I am going to go through with bringing those roses, though. Don't think I won't.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, it's fun. It'll be fun. Yeah. And
I can't wait.
Oh well, so what I was going to say is I'm working on a new project with a gentleman named Daryl McCullough, a very talented writer who's also an expert in all things swashbucklers.
Oh,
Because I'm a
nice.
Zorro fanatic, and I'm a pirate at heart. So and basically, we're working on a daytime kind of pirate soap opera thing, and
Wow.
we've got a lot of nice feedback about it. It's still in the embryo stages, but
Mhm.
uh, we were talking about you. You're perfect for one of these parts.
Really?
Yes. So
I'd love
get ready
to.
to do some sword fighting and stuff like
Oh,
that.
well,
And I know
hey, as long
you
as you
could
guys
ride
are
a
showing me
horse.
the ropes, you got me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay,
Teach me a
so
little bit of fencing.
yeah, for sure. You can ride a horse too, right?
I can.
Yeah, there you go. You're perfect. But can
Yay,
you
thank
steer a ship?
you.
That's the thing, right? But anyway,
You're
yeah,
gonna
we were
have to
talking
send me
about
all the information for that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I put up a little blurb today on Instagram. People can get an
I saw
idea.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's something like that.
It
It's
looks
gonna be a lot of
incredible.
romance, a lot of action, a lot of
Mhm.
cute people. you know,
Hey,
again, trying to bring glamour back.
but of course, the
Everything
world
we
needs
do,
it.
everything we do is gonna be a lot of that. Yeah. Got enough of the other
Perfect.
stuff.
Yes. Well, yeah, text me about it, let me know, and I'd most definitely be
Definitely.
100% on board with it.
Okay, great.
And
Yeah, we got to get you on screen somehow. If not in the
of
second season of
course,
Sangre Negra, also. So
of course, just
yeah.
contact me and I'll be there.
All right, great. See, that's my type of actress. Don't tell me. Well, contact my agent. I said, okay, that means trouble. Okay,
Yeah, just text me. I mean, you got my Instagram, you got my Facebook. I can
all
even
right,
give you my number.
perfect, perfect. All right, sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you once again for joining us today, and good night, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. It was wonderful having you, along with Antonio Mckay. This is your host, Brie Burke, signing off for tonight, and I will be letting you know our guest for next week soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye.